disconnect between what Republicans are pitching here towards bringing in more private partnerships and that finding that as a way to fund education? Where do Democrats find the disconnect there?
My education.
Well, in terms of privatizing education, the Democrats and the Republicans differ in the fact that when you're talking about privatizing and giving vouchers for kids to go to private school and choice, when you look at the number, $4,000 or $3,000, and look at the cost of what it costs to go to a private school, the majority of the students will not get to enjoy those scholarships because their parents can't afford to pay the difference. And also private companies, regardless whether it's education or whatever, they're looking at the bottom line. They are in business to make money. And education is guaranteed by the Constitution for every student, every child in this state. So that is the great disconnect. We need to ensure that our public schools are properly funded, where every kid can get, every student in this state can get an education.
I just thought maybe that this, maybe philosophically at this point, Democrats are making some big complaints here about the way we fund education, and the proposals from Republicans have been cutting back from the university system, pre-K cuts. Republicans came out this morning, and some Democrats as well, talking about bringing in private business and private enterprise.
I was one of those Democrats this morning in that meeting. I'm for workforce development. I am for partnerships with schools and businesses. It's been going on for years during the Democratic leadership and should be continued. I'm also going to tell you that in my particular district, Wilson County hopefully will be one of those areas that will benefit. My superintendent was here this morning and he talked about the college programs, which will allow students to go to college and receive an education at the same time. And if there's going to be a partnership between industry putting in funds and the General Assembly to benefit children in the public schools, I'm for it. We've been advocating for public schools for many years, part of the public schools will continue to do so. So that's not a problem for us. We've been doing that. In fact, the dropout prevention funds was what I thought about this morning when we were talking about being creative and innovative and coming up with grants and funds to help the public school system. Indeed, the Democrats did that with dropout prevention. So I'm glad to see that now the Republicans are going to come forward with some grants and do some creative things in terms of innovative programs in the public schools to benefit our students.
But do you see private enterprise as a replacement?
No, I see private enterprise as a partner on the table, as a partner to the table, not to replace, no.
I'd like to comment just on that part. I absolutely believe that our private enterprises can be one piece of a million-piece puzzle when it comes to educating our students. One of the things that I'm working on right now that I'll go ahead and announce is putting together a commission with all the key stakeholders who have demonstrated that they care about public education and where it's going. That will also include people such as myself who campaigned on the idea of choice. It will also include those folks who are very much staunchly opposed to choice. But it's going to also bring people together in the State House and the Senate and key players, including superintendents and principals from all over the state who have ideas about how to fix our public schools. And we're going to work towards working together and talking about legislation that we can put forward to help all parties involved, whether you're for choice or not, come together with the recognition that public schools must remain, they must stay strong, and only people who believe in that as a foundational principle are going to be in the room. But I do believe that private enterprise is one small part of that solution.
Well, the point I wanted to make too, when you have industries in the state coming up and saying that they don't have the proper workforce